Are you happy?
I don't know why that makes me laugh so much. Maybe because I feel like I understand Finnish people a lot better now. They say more by not saying anything. What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. My name is Chico Moya, and today I want to react to a video about Finland being the happiest country on the planet. You see, I've been living here for almost 5 years now, which is insane. And I have my own views on this, and I'm quite interested now that I've been here for so long. I'm quite interested in seeing how people from the outside view Finland and why they call it the happiest country on the planet. I'm also interested to see how Finnish people react to this. So before I start, I want to ask you, is Finland the happiest country on the planet if you live here? And if so, tell me why and let me know below. So let's get into this.
It seems faintly ridiculous that Finland would rate as the happiest place on Earth. But for reasons that even confounded Finns, the United Nations 2018 World Happiness Report ranked the Nordic nation #1. The next list comes out tomorrow.
Hey, this is actually pretty close to where I live, which is awesome.
Meaning today is possibly the last day that Finland holds the title. We visited the reigning champions of joy to see what makes them so happy.
Already, that is really that's really funny to me. What do they call it? The reigning champions of joy or something. And this video is about 4 years old. So, okay, let's continue.
Are you happy?
I don't know why that makes me laugh so much. Maybe because I feel like I understand Finnish people a lot better now. They say more by not saying anything.
You see this story?
Yes, I've seen it many times, and I always wonder why, actually.
That's hilarious. I'm only like 42 seconds in, and I'm laughing a little too much already.
I'm like literally about to kill myself standing in the square for like 20 minutes.
This is kind of a hard country, especially autumn and winter, you know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it takes a lot of something, inner spirit to be able to live here.
Yeah.
So does that give me superpowers in some way? Because I've been living here for ages. Look at me. I even have a video of myself walking shirtless in the cold.
This is not working out, by the way. Explain the Finnish person to me, the Finnish quality.
We are quite quiet.
Yeah.
We are quite serious. We like to spend time alone.
Suicide rate's kind of high here.
Why was she sitting alone like that? It makes Finnish people look like they're super antisocial. But is that wrong, though?
But it's getting lower every year.
Well, and you like living here?
Oh, sometimes.
What do you mean sometimes?
If you come over here in summertime, everybody is much more open and happier. And now, in the wintertime, when it's dark and rainy, and it sucks.
So how do Finns battle this demoralizing weather in a country that's drenched in darkness half the year? Well, they just pretend to do happy summer things.
It seems like there's a whole lot of pretending happening. But I must say, I've done cold exposure before, and there is something really powerful about it. I don't do it often, and I want to get into the habit of doing that a little bit more. But after going into that cold water and then coming out again, there's something so empowering about that. You feel super alive, as if all the cells in your body are just vibrating with life and stuff. But it's just working up the courage to go into that water.
That's not warm enough. It's legitimately not warm enough.
Everyone always thinks about, the darkness and how difficult it must be. But when you actually grow up here, you just sort of learn to live with it.
But that's rather different than being happy about it, isn't it?
When I seen the reviews with the happiest place in the world, it was quite hard for me to understand. Yeah.
The masses might seem sullen, but Finnish happiness researcher Frank Martella thinks the country's top ranking makes a certain amount of sense.
They are measuring like life satisfaction, and we know from research that factors like how wealthy the country is, and also like how broad the social network system is, and how much people trust in the institution. What is the situation with the democracy? These factors are kind of like things that like tend to predict like high life satisfaction.
Yeah, that's always been my thing. I've always felt that it's more to do with people feeling content as opposed to people just being crazy happy or something like that.
Countries that scored high on income, life expectancy, and social support, all which contribute to one's sense of well-being, have topped the list for several years running. In other words, if you live in a Nordic welfare state, the UN suspects you're probably happy.
One way of like defining and measuring happiness about life satisfaction. How satisfied are you with your life on the whole? And in that kind of measures, Finland seems to be like in the top. But then when you measure happiness with like positive emotions, like joyfulness and how much do you smile every day and so forth.
Where is Finland on that scale?
Not close to the top at all.
Whenever someone tells me Finland is the happiest country on the planet, because I know it's got to do with satisfaction and stuff, but I think when people think of the word happy, they think of facial expressions, smiling and laughing and that sort of stuff. But I don't see that very often here, to be honest. There isn't a lot of that. It's more to do with, like I said, being satisfied and stuff, but it doesn't mean it has to show on your face.
At the top of that scale are cheerful if impoverished Latin American countries like Paraguay and Guatemala.
The problem with the word happiness is that everybody seems to define it in different ways. As a researcher, I said that we should get rid of the word happiness.
What term would you prefer is used?
I would prefer that we have few separate words like positive emotions, life satisfaction, meaningfulness, and see these as three separate things.
I mean, there's no denying the fact that Finland, having been quite a wealthy country, means that most people can live a pretty all right life. Even if you're not making tons of cash, you can, there should always be food in your fridge. With one job, you can usually pay for the things that you need to do. I think all these things play a factor in being happy or happy.
When you walk on the streets in Finland, people don't seem to be particularly happy. And I was actually thinking that might actually contribute positively to our sense of satisfaction, because we know that when we think about our happiness or when we judge our own lives, we are quite much comparing us to the other people. So if you live among people where everybody is kind of advertising their own happiness, telling that, hey, look at me, how happy I am, that might actually make you more sad.
Oh, that's a really interesting way of viewing it, because people do like to act happy and then not being happy. I would much rather physically not look like I'm happy, but inside be very content and that kind of thing. So I agree with that.
So after spending some time in Finland, I've determined that the UN is partially right. This country is not particularly happy. Everyone looks pretty grim. But what...
The way he was everyone's pretty grim.
Well, they're probably not the happiest people on the planet. I think they're the most content people on the planet. That's what Finland is. It's not happy. This is the wrong word. It's a bad translation. Right?
Agreed. It's all about feeling content, all about the fact that people can have an all right life here. And I think definitely the word happy is just so tricky. People seem to, I guess, imbue on that word their own ideas. So happiness doesn't mean that you're smiling all the time. You know, you can just be content. So is Finland the happiest country on the planet? It is not the happiest. No. People here go through the same sort of issues that people go through in any other place. You know, it's just the fact that this is a really well-run country. People can walk around feeling safe. You lose your stuff, you've got a better chance of getting it back here than in most other places. And after having lived here for so long, I must say, life is good. You know, I'm so glad to be here, and I feel so blessed to be here. And I've got nothing bad to say about Finland. I mean, of course, I've got no place is perfect and all that sort of stuff, but I'm not one to come to a new country and then start complaining about it. I mean, I'm not saying that you can't have good critiques and that sort of stuff, but I think that this is a freaking awesome place, you know. And if you are born here, you have won the lottery in a way. You know, and so I'm pretty glad to be here. I'm really glad to be learning the Finnish ways. So in closing, it might not be the happiest country, but for me, it is. And I enjoy it. And I take pride in the fact that I am now a permanent resident of Finland. So let me know what your guys' thoughts are below and where you think the word happy as it's applied in this video here, where that comes from, and if you think it's true or not. But I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you enjoyed it and you want to see more stuff like this, leave a like and send me in the comments. Let me know what other stuff you would like to see me react to and all that good stuff. Until next time, peace.